Chapter 3: The Spiritual Onslaught. The grotto fell silent as they departed, each carrying the weight of the revelations, the weight of the impending battle. The river rushed on, oblivious to the forces that were gathering, the forces that would soon shake the very foundations of the digital overlords. However, instead of just leaving, Anthony and Jamarli, guided by the Earth Elemental's instruction, led the group in a simple yet profound ritual. They gathered in a circle, hands clasped together, forming a human chain. Jamarli, holding the staff of his ancestors, began to chant, his voice resonating with the power of the earth. Anthony, following his lead, focused his mind, reaching out to the earth, to the spirits that resided within it. The ground began to tremble slightly, a gentle pulse that resonated through their bodies. A shimmering green light emanated from the center of the circle, illuminating the faces of the assembled group. From the depths of the earth, a voice emerged, deep and resonant, like the rumbling of thunder. "You call upon us, children of the earth?" The group gasped, their eyes wide with wonder. This was not just a communication, it was a shared experience, a collective awakening. "We feel the darkness," Anthony responded, his voice steady, reflecting the collective will of the group. Project NERA controls not just the physical world, but also the spiritual. It poisons the very soul of the island. The digital veil is weakening the connection between the physical and the spiritual, the voice confirmed. It is draining the life force from the earth, leaving it barren and vulnerable. "What can we do?" Jamarli asked, his voice filled with urgency. "Strengthen your connection to the earth," the voice boomed. "Honor the ancestors. Remember your roots. Use your collective energy to push back against the darkness. The fate of the island rests in your hands." The voice faded, leaving behind a profound silence. Anthony looked at his companions, their faces awestruck. They had just witnessed a miracle, a direct communication with the spirit of the earth, a shared experience that had bound them together as a true collective. They were not just facing a technological threat, they were facing a spiritual one. Project NERA was not only controlling the physical world but also manipulating the spiritual realm, weakening the connection between the people and their ancestral heritage. Anthony turned to the group, his voice filled with a newfound urgency. "We must strengthen our connection to the earth," he declared. "We must honor our ancestors, remember who we are, and use our collective energy to push back against this darkness." He explained the communication with the Earth Elemental, emphasizing the importance of reconnecting with their spiritual roots. The meeting continued, but the atmosphere had shifted dramatically. The weight of the spiritual battle now loomed heavily over them. They were no longer just rebels, they were guardians of the island's soul, protectors of the ancient wisdom that had sustained their people for generations. As they prepared to leave, a sense of purpose, a shared resolve, united them. The fight had just begun, but they knew that with the guidance of the ancestors, they would prevail. They would reclaim their freedom, their individuality, and their connection to the spiritual realm. They would not be consumed by the darkness. The grotto fell silent as they departed, each carrying the weight of the revelations, the weight of the impending battle. However, the communication with the Earth Elemental had left a profound impact on the group. As they emerged from the grotto, bathed in the soft glow of the setting sun, Anthony turned to Jamarli. "We need to understand more," Anthony said, his voice grave. "We know that Project NERA is not just controlling the physical world. It's manipulating the spiritual realm, disrupting the natural flow of energy." Jamarli nodded in agreement. "They are weakening our connection to the earth, to our ancestors. We must understand how they are doing this." Anthony looked at the assembled group, his gaze searching each face. "We need to know what is happening in the spiritual realm," he said. "What are the signs? What are the effects of Project NERA on our spiritual well-being?" A hush fell over the group as they pondered the implications of Anthony's words. Mama Rose, her eyes gleaming with an ancient wisdom, spoke up. "The ancestors speak through dreams, through visions, through the natural world," she said. "We must learn to interpret these signs, to understand the messages they're trying to convey. We need to observe the natural world more closely," Jamarli added. Look for anomalies, for disruptions in the natural order. The Earth will show us the way. The group began to discuss the possible manifestations of Project NERA's influence on the spiritual realm. Strange illnesses, unexplainable ailments, suggested one member, a healer named Kofi. The people are becoming more and more disconnected from their bodies, their minds. Nightmares, recurring visions of a cold, gray world, added another, a young woman named Zoe, her eyes filled with concern. The people are losing their dreams, their hopes, their connection to their inner selves. The land itself is suffering, Mama Rose observed. The rivers are drying up, the trees are dying. The earth is losing its vitality. Anthony, remembering the earth elemental's warning about the draining of life force, felt a chill run down his spine. We must find a way to counter this, he said. We must revitalize the land, reconnect with the spirits, and restore the balance that has been disrupted. Jamarli raised his staff. We will not allow Project NERA to extinguish the soul of our island, he declared. We will fight for our freedom, for our spirituality, for the very essence of who we are. The group, energized by their shared understanding of the spiritual threat, began to formulate a plan. They would not only resist Project NERA's technological dominance, but also combat its insidious assault on their spiritual well-being. They would reclaim their connection to the earth, honor their ancestors, and emerge from this crisis stronger, more united, and more deeply connected to the spiritual forces that had sustained them for generations. The river rushed on, oblivious to the forces that were gathering, the forces that would soon shake the very foundations of the digital overlords. But within the grotto, a new force was awakening, a force that would challenge not only the technological might of Project NERA, but also the spiritual darkness that threatened to consume them. End of chapter. Subscribe for more new episodes every Monday, and don't forget to like and share.